Have you ever seen a poster or a t-shirt and spotted something kind of random on it, like a barcode or maybe a little umbrella symbol that's just subtly included, and for some reason it works? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 10 different graphic element groups that might seem out of place by themselves, but they absolutely make sense in the right design context. And then I'm going to let you in on a little secret as to how you can get a bunch of these elements and icons and use them in your next project completely free, so stay tuned for that. First, let's break down each group and look at how designers are using each of these categories to make things just look a little bit cooler. First up is barcodes. Now, what started as a purely utility for retail has become a graphic signature in some merch for streetwear or posters or even tech-inspired style designs. And barcodes add a little industrial or consumerist feel as a symbol, and you'll see them used a lot in brutalist designs, album art, or maybe as subtle details on certain apparel brand designs, usually pretty small. The next group of elements is called the CMYK color block or the testing blocks. And now these are colorful little test bars used in printing to check color alignment. Sometimes they're not bars, sometimes they're actual symbols. I've noticed that designers are starting to throw them into layouts and give them a little behind the scenes feeling to the print process vibe. It's really common in editorial work, like for example, one of my favorite books is called The Book on Books, and it has this test strip right at the top and the bottom, and it just works for the cover for a lot of different reasons. Maybe the main reason being it's just cool. You can test out this style for your next cover project or any heavy color design project that you see fit. You can always make them super small and subtle, which is really the point to pretty much all 10 of these different categories. All right, next up we have cut lines, which are those dotted or dashed lines that are indicated for scissors. So basically where something should be trimmed, either manually with scissors or with a more industrial size machine. These simple lines can bring a tactile, more interactive energy into your design, can also make it feel very DIY or handmade. You'll probably see them a lot in collage-inspired work, maybe in ticket design where you need perforated edges, maybe in receipt design or minimalist designs that want to just look a little bit more edgy and refined, or in minimalist designs where you just need a little bit more break in the boundary between different sections. All right, warning icons are another unexpected favorite amongst this group. The symbols like flammable or handle with care or this side up or the little umbrella symbol meaning please don't let it get wet. Anytime you get a package that has glassware in it or maybe something that has a lithium battery in it like a laptop, you're going to see these icons and symbols around the box, typically on the sides or maybe even on the bottom. They're used a lot in grunge and anti-design styles, including a design style we really like a lot here called utilitarian design. We did a video on that you can go and check out because it really helps fill the overall rectangle or shape of your design by using these little icons and symbols, especially if you house them inside a square or a triangle or a circle. Now, packing tape is our next category, and it's kind of less of a digital design element and it's more of a textural choice because it does add that real life grunge layering effect on your designs, and it can add a sense of movement and realisticness to your designs, especially if it's ripped or maybe semi-transparent. I would try using tape elements both on top and underneath certain layers in your design to see what kind of effect you might get. For example, in Kittl, we have a variety of blending modes, and you can switch back and forth through different ones to see how the texture of the tape is going to interact with the rest of your design. You can use tape pieces in digital collages or poster designs, maybe even in conference branding, or really anything else where you want to have more of a raw feel. If you've been using ripped paper elements in your designs, try swapping them out in certain areas with certain pieces of tape to see what you might think and how it looks. All right, similar to the warning icons, we also have recycling or eco-friendly symbols. These are often used as a signal to sustainability, but even when they're just graphic elements, they do bring a nice grounded, natural awareness vibe to any project. They can be used on products and projects that actually contribute towards recycling, of course. For example, maybe there is a merch brand and they use these symbols as elements because with every shirt that is purchased, they help aid recycling endeavors to clean up the ocean or a polluted river, or anything else I'm sure you've probably seen for this kind of sustainability action. Also, these symbols are perfect for eco-conscious branding, packaging, or just designs that lean into natural color palettes and earthy textures. Let's talk about the fragile shipping labels, because there's a lot of different kinds of this. We mentioned a few earlier. They're usually in red or distressed lettering like a stamp, and they can be used as elements for urgency, contrast, or maybe chaos in your design. Sometimes you'll see them as an actual stamp, and sometimes you'll see them as like a sticker label with a full border and a background behind the word fragile. Both of those are going to bring a little bit of a different feel to your design depending on how you use them. They are used a lot in alternative fashion, digital collage, projects like title slide graphics, or designs where you need it to look super distressed. Crop marks or crop lines are those tiny corner marks used to show where a print should be trimmed, similar to the cut lines we mentioned before. When it's used intentionally in a layout, they can add structure and subtly break that fourth wall of design where it can almost feel like it's a little mistake that was left in, but if you were to take them away, perhaps it just doesn't have that same feeling or effect about the design anymore. You'll often see them in minimalist typography designs, in editorial designs, or modern compositions where clean lines and intentional white space really matter. The crop lines can help bring attention to the overall message that's contained within the bounding box, so give it a try in your next minimal project. Next up is one of my personal favorites for some reason, and that's clothing care icons. You know, the little symbols for washing or drying or ironing, and these icons are small but super recognizable, and when you put them on a design, they give off a fashion-forward, very utilitarian style, as long as you're using them subtly. These little symbols are great for apparel designs, streetwear graphics, layouts where you have some space that needs to be filled, because you never know how far a little bit of iconography will go in your design. All right, finally, we are going to finish up with blueprint concept marks. So you're going to think technical arrows, labels, structural outlines that are used in architectural drawings. These elements bring precision and a concept of energy to a design, and I'm going to be honest, this one is a little bit more of an overall design style, because what you can do is break apart the pieces and layouts within what you see in a blueprint and then incorporate them into your own design work. They're great for layout-based work that includes imagery or photography, brand concepts where you want to call out specific areas on a product or a package, or to be used in projects that want to blend creativity and engineering together. Now, I have a project for you with a bunch of my favorite elements and icons in it, all nicely organized for you to start using right now. Even if you don't have a Kittl account, you can sign up for free using the link down in the description, and you can use everything in the project that I made for free. Some things in the project are from our elements or our images panel. Some things I generated using AI, and some I just created myself, like the color testing bars and the color testing arrows, all just for you. So if you want that project, you can click on the link down in the description. It's clearly labeled where you can grab it. And I also have videos on the channel here where I've talked about different design style names, because I'm sure you've been trying to use Google or Pinterest, and you're sometimes trying to find a style or a reference, and you just can't figure out how to get what you want from the keywords you've been using. So I created those videos to help you find references a lot faster. Be sure to check those out and let me know what you think. I will link them in the description for you as well. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton, and you won't miss when more videos like this are uploaded. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.